Ever since Delhi police raided NewsClick office and journalists' home earlier this week, multiple narratives have been built around the police action. It started with the press under attack narrative, but no one was buying it since the primary allegation against the media house was about use of China's funding to further the anti-India narrative and peddle the Chinese propaganda. The same was kind of obvious when one goes through some of the headlines of NewsClick. Here is a headline from June 2021 when India was manufacturing not only AstraZeneca's COVID shield but also made in India Bharat Biotech's Covaxin vaccines against the COVID-19 pandemic. At that time, NewsClick tried to undermine India's efforts of bringing in vaccines on war footage, even though in reality it was quite the opposite. Just a month prior to that, NewsClick was singing praises about the China-made vaccine with a shady background. In fact, reports suggest that Neville Roy Singham, an American businessman but a member of China's Communist Party, roped in NewsClick to showcase that China handled the COVID-19 pandemic quite well. Further, the Delhi police on Wednesday said that Prabir Purkayastha, the founder of NewsClick, conspired to meddle the narrative that Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh are disputed territories with the help of a Shanghai-based company. Kashmir and Arunachal Pradesh are integral part of India, and such kind of narrative of expansionist China threatens the territorial integrity of India. The police have further alleged that the accused conspired to disrupt essential supplies and services during the farmer protests with an intention to abet damage and destruction of property. The same was done with the help of illegal foreign funding. Prabir also allegedly conspired to sabotage the 2019 general elections. The foreign funding for the same was fraudulently received, the police said. Soon after the raids, the so-called liberal media cabal got activated and cried, "Journalism is not a crime." Which is true, journalism isn't. But colluding with people who have a vested interest to propagate narrative that threatens India's territorial integrity is not journalism. Self-identified journalists gathered at the Press Club of India to protest against the raids at the NewsClick office, which is quite amusing. No one gathered when Manish Kashyap, a journalist who is facing police action by the Tamil Nadu government for a news report. No one stood by journalist Abhijit Majumdar for writing an opinion piece on DMK's Udayanidhi Stalin's remarks on eradicating Sanatan Dharma. Action against Republic's Arnab Goswami was not condemned like this. This is not a fair game. Now, it is clear that the media space is highly skewed towards one ideology, and most of them will not think twice before standing in support of those who work against the nation as long as they are anti-Modi. Except the so-called liberals in India seem to have confused being anti-Modi with being anti-India and have been working actively to peddle disruptive narratives. Coming back to the solidarity meeting held in Delhi on Wednesday, Sudarshan TV editor-in-chief Suresh Chavanke shared on his X account how a journalist associated with his channel questioned the media personnel who had gathered there to support the Chinese-funded NewsClick. As you can see, Sudarshan TV journalist was being heckled by the free press enthusiasts as all she did was ask questions. Let it be clear that she was just doing her job as a journalist. Ask questions, something the very same people claim NewsClick was being hounded for. Hypocrisy be thy name. Now, let's get into the content. Sudarshan TV journalist is asking Shabnam Hashmi, a self-proclaimed activist, why would NewsClick take money from China? Hashmi has been quite vocally anti-Modi over the years. Her brother, Safdar Hashmi, was a communist playwright activist of the Student Federation of India or SFI, a left-wing student organization. Safdar Hashmi was murdered by Congress workers in 1989 while performing a street play, Halla Bol. His other brother, Sohail Hashmi, identifies himself as a historian and has also been vocally anti-Modi. At first, Hashmi refuses to acknowledge Sudarshan journalist's very existence. But on her persistence, Hashmi loses her cool and then compares NewsClick receiving funding from China with PM Cares, the relief fund set up by the government of India during the COVID-19 pandemic to help fight such calamity then and in future by China.
चीन के 20 करोड़ से ऊपर रुपया आया है। आप पहले नरेंद्र मोदी से पूछिए।
Now, PM Cares received funding from across the globe. Individuals, corporate celebrities and representatives of various countries all chipped in. That is the whole point of relief funds, which are created with the efforts of various people who want to give back to society as a moral responsibility. Further, by comparing foreign donations received in the PM Cares versus Chinese funding received by NewsClick, Hashmi ends up accepting that NewsClick received Chinese funding as well. One of the journalists associated with NewsClick, Sohail Hashmi, is also under investigation, and he is Shabnam's brother. So one could deduce by the above interaction that there is no dispute that NewsClick received Chinese funding. Another aspect of why the two are not comparable is that the funds received by PM Cares are following the rules of the land as per the Indian laws. NewsClick is under investigation on allegations of using dubious channels for funding. If they have done nothing wrong and if the money trail traced is legal, they have nothing to worry about. The funds received by PM Cares are for contingencies and emergencies, not for furthering any propaganda. The money is to be utilized during distress situations should another calamity such as the COVID-19 pandemic arise in future again. Whereas when it comes to NewsClick, the concern is far beyond the source. What was the funding used for? What activities were carried out with the said funding? And also, who all were eventual recipients of such funding? What was their role in compromising India's integrity? Then there is an allegation of foreign funding. The ED has revealed that out of a total of rupees 38 crore, rupees 9.59 crore were infused via FDI. The rest of the monies were routed via export of services. This FDI investment came in April 2018, a year before 2019 general elections, by way of a share subscription. NewsClick, a loss-making company, was registered in January 2018. A loss-making company allotting rupees 10 share for rupees 11,500 is bound to be questioned. ED has said that the origin of the money can be traced to an undisclosed source in China. Interestingly, one Joseph Raj, an electrician, was paid rupees 11.55 crore for maintenance work. This was not supported by any official documentation. ED has further revealed that rupees 52 lakh was paid to Bappaditya Sinha, also a shareholder in NewsClick. Sinha is a member of CPIM's IT cell and manages social media accounts of various party leaders. Here are some other dubious individuals who allegedly received funding from a China-backed US source and are under probe. Javed Anand, husband of Teesta Sitalwad. Tamara, daughter of Teesta Sitalwad. Jibran, son of Teesta Sitalwad. Gautam Navlakha, Urmilesh, Arartika Haldar, Paranjoy Guha Thakurta, Trina Shankar, Abhishar Sharma, Bappa Aditya Sinha. Till now, Prabir Purkayastha, NewsClick founder, and the HR head Amit Chakravarti have been arrested under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and other sections of the IPC. To compare PM Cares donation by China-based companies to fight calamities and within the valid legal framework to funding received for anti-India propaganda from China-based politicians is nothing but deflecting attention. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel and also do not forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram.